As my good friend Yo Gotti once said, if it ain't about the money, hang up on them. And today we are most definitely talking about the money, so don't hang up on me. We're gonna be talking about my favorite stock, or one of my favorite stocks in the entire market, Workhorse Stock. It has made a gigantic move over the last week, up over 30% on the week. Just an insane move. The short squeeze is for real. Don't underestimate the short squeeze. But there's been a lot of chatter on social media about Workhorse executives selling out of their position. People are starting to panic. I've seen a lot of chatters, people talking about, oh, Workhorse stock is about to crash because these executives, oh, they don't have faith in the company. This is just a pump and dump, and they're selling their shares and getting out. And we're going to talk about why that's not true in today's video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kevin. This is Touchdown Trades. I'm your trading BFF and your stock market bestie. We talk about the hottest stocks in the market every single day. We have a couple swing trading videos a week, so if you're into that type of thing, consider subscribing down below. In today's video, we're going to be breaking the video down into 3 sections. We're going to be going one by one through the SEC filings and seeing what Workhorse executives sold how many shares, and we're going to talk about why they sold these shares and what it means for Workhorse stock price. We're also going to be talking about the USPS contract and when it's supposed to come out and if there has been a date set yet. And towards the end of the video, we're going to talk about what I'm doing with my personal Workhorse position, and I'm going to be putting a price target on it. So let's stay tuned and secure the bag. Let's get it. My trader and investor homies, it's time to talk about one of our favorite stocks in the entire market. You guys know what it is. It's Workhorse Stock. And we're going to be breaking down some news and updates regarding Workhorse. We're going to be talking about the news regarding the executives and the directors who have been selling out of their positions and what this means for Workhorse stock. We're going to talk about the UPS contract and when it could be announced and the implications on the contract and what it means and where it could send the stock price. And at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about what I'm personally doing with my big Workhorse position that I currently hold, where I'm looking to sell, what I'm looking to do with my position, and I'll also be putting a price target and where I think Workhorse is headed towards the end of the video, so stay tuned. But before we get started, I'm going to ask one small favor, and that is just to go ahead and give the like button the old Touchdown Trades snake eye jab in the eyes. These videos take quite a while, a lot of research time and energy, and all I ask for in return is to destroy the like button. First, let's start off by talking about what Workhorse did last week. We did not get let down last week, and Workhorse made another huge move, up almost 30% on the week. If we look at this hourly chart, we can see that Workhorse has just been on a straight uptrend for the past several weeks, and we've just made a huge move. Once we broke out of that descending triangle that I spoke about in previous videos, it has just been straight to the moon, and it looks like there's no end in sight. So there has been some negative news coming out that Workhorse insiders and executives have been selling out of their position. So we're going to go through these forms, SEC filings, and see who's selling and how many shares are selling. And then we're going to discuss what this means for Workhorse stock. The first sell that we're going to go over is a big one. It happened today, and Dwayne Hughes, the CEO and the head of the board of directors, sold a sizable amount of Workhorse stock. He sold 50,000 shares. So what happened is he sold 50,000 shares at a price of $25.78, and then he optioned to buy 20,000 shares at a price of $5. So that must have been in his contract that he had the option to buy a certain amount of shares on today's date at a certain price. A lot of companies will offer executives, hey, we'll give you these stock options. You can either cash it in for cash on this date, or you can buy stock at this price, because this was probably offered to him several years ago, and Workhorse was trading at just a couple dollars a share. So they said, okay, we'll offer you the option to buy 20,000 shares or 40,000 shares on September 17th of 2020 at $5 a share. And if Workhorse is trading above that price, you can buy those shares, or if it's trading below or you just don't want the shares, you can just take the cash. So he opted to sell shares that he already owned, 50,000 shares at $25, and then he got 40,000 shares at $5 and at $7. Raymond Chest, he is on the board of directors. He is a director. He sold 4,000 shares on the 15th at a price of $25, but this dude still owns a total of 150,000 shares of Workhorse. So it is of my opinion that if he was thinking that Workhorse was topping out, it was reaching highs, he would be selling more of his position. He still has a gigantic position of 150,000 shares. He just sold 4,000 shares. This guy Raymond, he only sold 4,000 shares for a total of about $100,000, but he still has a position of 150,000 shares totaling over $3 million. So he probably just wanted to buy his wife a nice gift, maybe some lingerie, a Cartier watch, or a Tiffany bracelet of some sort, I'm guessing. If he really wanted to cash in, he could cash in that $3 million worth of shares if he thought Workhorse stock was about to go down in price. Steve Fleming, my good old pal Steve Fleming. Stevie is actually the vice president of Workhorse, and he just sold a sizable position, 50,000 shares for $23 per share. So he just sold about $1 million worth of Workhorse stock. But Stevie still owns over 500,000 shares of Workhorse stock. So once again, if Stevie thought that Workhorse was about to crash, it is of my opinion that he would be dumping more than 50,000 shares of his 500,000 share position. Why did Stevie, the vice president, sell his 50,000 shares if he doesn't think Workhorse stock price is about to drop? Simple. He got these shares. He got 150,000 shares for $1.19. So once again, these big corporations will get their executives to come on by giving them stock options, primarily an incentive-based, like performance-based thing where they say, come work for us, we'll give you a crap load of shares via stock options. If you and the rest of the executives do a good job, these stock options will be worth way more 5 years from now, and you'll be able to sell them and cash out big. So he's up, what, 2,000% on his position. Of course he's going to take a little profit. He's going to take his mistress to the Bahamas. She's going to be wearing a thong on the beach. Stevie's going to be relaxing with a pina colada. I do the same thing. He still has a huge position, so he still obviously has faith in Workhorse. All right, this is the last SEC form that we're going to be going over today. We got Gregory Ackerson here. He sold 10,000 shares of Workhorse at $23 for, what is that, $200,000 of profit. He got those shares via stock options once again for $1.19 a share, and he is a director, so he's just cashing in. Let's talk about the implications. I've been seeing a lot of people over social media and on StockTwits all saying, oh, Workhorse directors, executives, CEO, they're all dumping their shares. These guys still have gigantic positions. This guy, Gregory Atkinson, still has a position of 115,000 shares. So sure, they're taking a little bit of profit, and I don't blame them. They got these shares for basically nothing. They've put in the work. They've got this company to the point where they're on the brink of landing a huge contract, and they want to take a little off the table. They want to secure their future. They want to buy a new house or do whatever, then be my guest. In the stock market, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. What does that mean? It means that if you are a short seller, you can make money if you're not greedy. If you buy stock for the upside potential, you can make money as long as you're greedy. But if you're too greedy, you get slaughtered and you lose money. What do I mean by that? I too have taken some of my Workhorse stock and sold it and taken some profit off. I know that's going to rub some of you guys the wrong way. You're going to be saying, Kevin, the USPS contract is about to come. You're going to miss out on a huge move. But I bought these shares. I have a $14 average price. I was up over 100%, and I did not sell my entire position. I sold half my position on Friday for $30 a share. I had an average price of $14 a share, and I was up like $75,000 on my position. And I was just thinking to myself, okay, Kevin, take some off the table, and you can hold the rest for the USPS contract move. So I took a little bit off the table, and I'm not going to ask for forgiveness. I'm just as big of a believer in this Workhorse as everybody else. Yes, I think this stock's going to go to $50 a share. But if you're up 100% and you don't take any profit off the table, you're being a pig, and over the long run, you're going to get slaughtered. Sure, Workhorse, I do believe it's going to go to $50, so you may luck out this time by not taking any profit on the table. But in the long run, if you just hold looking for a 200, 300, 1,000% move, you're going to get killed, and you're not going to be able to invest in stocks and make money over the long term. You have to take profit sometime. Back onto the executive selling, I think they were doing the same thing I'm doing. I still believe in Workhorse. I still think it's going to $50 a share. And I think these executives still believe in Workhorse and they still think it's going higher, but they just didn't want to be pigs. They didn't want to get slaughtered. So they took a little profit off the table. They still have huge positions on. They still have hundreds of thousands of shares each worth millions of dollars. They took $100,000 of their $3 million position off the table. Nobody can blame them. That's nothing. People are chirping on social media that Workhorse execs are dumping and this thing's about to crash. Get lost. They did what I did. They took a little bit off the table to be cautious and be a sound investor. This thing is still going higher. It's not about to dump. Okay, on to the USPS contract. There is a lot of talk that it is coming before the fiscal year end at the end of September. I have not seen any concrete news or evidence of this being true. I hope it's true because I still have thousands of shares of Workhorse stock and I hope it goes to the moon. So I am a believer that they are going to get the USPS contract, but I'm not going to tell you guys a set date or that it's going to happen before the end of the business fiscal year because I don't know that to be fact. If you guys have any articles or concrete evidence of this being a fact, leave it in the comment section. I would love to hear it. All right, let's talk about the chart. We'll break down the chart real quick and wrap up this video. Okay, so Workhorse, this is one of the prettiest charts I've ever seen. You get the run up, you hold support, and you get the descending triangle, still holding support. And then once you break out of the triangle, it's just straight to the moon. So what do I think is going to happen? I do think we are due for a little pullback, but that's healthy. Pullbacks in the stock market are healthy. You don't want a stock to go straight up. You want it to come back, retest support, and then go and break that level. So I'm looking for this level right here, this $23 area, to act as the new support area. Maybe even this 24 volume consolidation area. And I think we should get a little pullback next week, maybe into that area. And then we break all-time highs and approach the $40 per share area. So I'm holding my shares, looking for all-time highs. I believe we're going to hit all-time highs in the next 3-4 weeks. We're already at all-time highs, but I believe we are going to get a little pullback and then make the next move higher towards $40 or $50 a share. I love every single one of you guys. So my Workhorse homies, my trader and investor homies, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, go down there and hit the like button. It helps me out tremendously. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider subscribing down below. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until next time, peace.
Drop.